In this video, I will discuss Proc Tabulate. Proc Tabulate is used to construct a table, something like this one. For example, so this table just shows the mean height and weight for different gender and race combination. So you may ask, so why we want a different procedure to do that? Since we've already know how to compute the mean, right? And so how about, so we just compute that number, so using proc means, and so then maybe we open a Microsoft Word, right? And so we create a table and so fill the number in that table. The answer is no, because in some scenario, so particularly, so if you are working for CDC or maybe FDA, so when they request some table, so you are not allowed to copy number from one place to the other place. So basically every table so should be generated by program. So I guess the reason is, so when you copy numbers, right, so you may make mistake, and so you may even fake numbers, okay? And so if the number, every table and number are generated by a SAS, by some program directly, so then they think that number so will be more reliable. So anyway, so in this video, so we will just discuss how to use a Proc Tabulate to create a table like this one. This is the syntax for Proc Tabulate. So then you first specify, so this is name of the procedure, and so you specify which dataset you are working on. So usually, so we will have a var statement, class statement, and table statement. So var statement is used to specify a numerical variable. So you basically, this is called a analysis variable, right? So you just want to compute some summary statistics for this variable. So if we look at this table, because we compute the mean of height and weight, right? So then the analysis variable so should be height and weight. The other one is class variable. So means we will break down our whole data into the level of those variable to compute those summary statistics. So in here, the class variable just will be gender, and so will also be race. Because so all summary statistics are computed at different level combination of gender and race. So table, so this statement just specifies so how the table looks like. So you have row dimension just used to specify the information on row, and so column dimension just specify the basically what should you put on column, and so they are separated by comma. Okay. So notice you may have both class or var statement or just one, but all variable listed in table statement must appear in either class or var statement. So let me show you. Well, for those analysis variable, right, so you can specify so what summary statistic you want SAS to compute. So this is just a list of SAS keyword. So for example, so n means just the count, the frequency, and so minimum and maximum, so can be mean, can be median. This is standard deviation, can be sum, a percent n. So this is a percentage of n, right? So just the percentage of observations. So percent sum, just percent of the sum of those values, or just ask SAS to provide subtotal and total. Okay, so let me show you some example. So first, let me load the data. So this data is, we use body measures, right? So this is a data set we used multiple times. So it contains the body measures for subjects from a survey. Okay, so this is the first one, right? So here, so we only have the class statement. no var statement. So here I just say trace or gender or. So let me run it, and so then we will explain. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So if you do not specify the var statement, so then SAS just count the number. So basically get the frequency. Yeah, so those number here just will be the frequency for each level combination. So here, because we have or, right? So then in here, see, SAS has a or and or, right? Yeah, just specify the row total, column total. Yeah, so if I remove this or, for example, remove the or for gender, so then see, SAS has only female and male, just only the level of the gender, but there is no that marginal total. Yeah, so we add or, okay. So what does this mean? See, so here, I forgot to mention, see, there's a comma. So basically between comma, so this just specifies the rows. So this just specifies, see, the row will be the level of race and a subtotal, right? See, level of race and a subtotal, right? So after this comma, so this specify column. So this will be the columns just will be different gender and a subtotal, right? So this is, so let me run this again. Right, yeah, so will be different level of gender and a subtotal. Yeah, so this is what it means. So like this one, so the categorical variable can be crossed. I mean just like right this way, right? So race times marital. Yeah, so this just means we want to include all level combinations of race and marital status in row and plus a subtotal. So those are row. And for columns, so we will have gender, different level of gender, and a subtotal. See, this is how it looks like, right? See, the row just will be the different level combination of race and marital status. Yeah, so the column just will be the gender and a subtotal. For this one, well, so then I specify a VAR, right? var analysis variable. So here I see gender times mean standard deviation times height. So what does this mean? I think so we know, so race and gender, right? Yeah, but so gender, so times this one. So this just means, so the mean and standard deviation will be applied to height. Yeah, so just means we want to compute the mean of height and standard deviation of the height. So those will be placed in column. Yeah, in column, because see, this is comma, right? So the everything after that, after the comma, this specifies the columns. Okay. You can see, so then we have the mean height, the standard deviation of height. So these are for the female. See, mean height and the standard deviation of height. So those are for males, right? Yeah, and so this one, so I just change the order. See, so I first have the mean standard deviation of height and then gender, right? So the difference is, see, look, see, so first, see, I partition this table according to gender. Then I have the different summary statistic, right? So if I change the order, so then the data will be like this one. So see, we first have the either mean or standard deviation. Then we list the information for female and male. Okay, right. Well, so this is this slide, right? So we mentioned within a dimension, so variable and keywords can be concatenated. So just means so like this. No, I think so. This means concatenated, and can be crossed. So this means crossed, right? So grouped. So this means grouped. Yeah. So we may have multiple summary statistics for one variable. Well, of course. So this looks ugly, right? And so we may want to change the format to make the table looks better. So format option, so in the Proc Tabulate, just control so how the number are displayed. Yeah, so let me show you. Maybe first, see if I first remove this one. So let me show this first. See, this basically we just show the frequency table for this race. I mean for the race and the gender combination, right? This two-way table, right? Yeah. So then I say, but I specify comma 6.0. So then for all the number here, right? So then SAS will use this format to display the value. You can see, so I have a comma, comma, right? And so then to make this table easier to read. So what's box? Box equals sample size. Box just specify the text in this box, in this left top box. See, for example, so if I drop this one, so let's see what it looks like. Yeah, you can see, so on this box, so this left top box, so this is empty, right? Yeah, but if I specify this box equals, of course, so you need to use these quotation marks to include this text, right? So then SAS will show you this text here. We mentioned it text. Change the headers by equals label after the name of the variable or keywords. So what's that? See, for example, so here, see for the n, so maybe you do not want to write this as n, or maybe even you want to remove this, right? Or like this, or so maybe you want to display it as total, right? So then you can use something else. So this is what I do. See, race equal. This one, this is just like you specify the label, right? So in the output, you can see here, see, I have race, yeah, but I do not want to show this one, yeah, so then I say race equals empty, right? So mean equals mean height. There's no mean. Oh, yeah, let me show you a blank version of this one first. So let's remove all those things, and then we just add those cosmetic later. Okay, yeah, so this is a table, right? We run this one. See, we have mean, so basically we just compute the mean height for different gender and race combination. Yeah, so those every number in this table will be the mean height. So first, see, then I want to make this looks better, right? So basically I want to drop this mean, right? And I want to drop this height, and also I want to maybe drop this this gender. Yeah. So then this is what I do, right? So for then I say race equal to this quotation mark with nothing inside. So then for the height, I do not want to show anything here. Basically for this mean, right, instead of mean, I want SAS to display this as mean height. So then I say equals mean height. And for gender, right, so I want to the first letter to be capital letter. Yeah, so then I say this equals gender. Yeah, so then I run this again. Oh, okay, so this looks better, right? So then for the F and M, right? So instead of F and M, so I want to show female and male. So notice, so for this equal, so this just specify label, right? But for this F and M, so those are the value of gender. If you want to adjust how the value are displayed, so you need format. So then here I create a format called gender, right? And so basically, so F will be displayed as female, and male will be displayed, M will be displayed as male. Yeah, so I run this one. So then I specify format, right? So gender equals my gender. Okay, yeah, so then I run this one. Oh, sorry, so there's no equal sign. Yeah, so just use just space. See, female and male, right? Yeah, I think then this is just this piece of code we have. Okay. Yeah, so we can also use the format statement to to change the level of categorical variable. So this is what we just discussed. So you can also specify multiple format for data cell using something like variable name times format equals something. See, this format option we just used, I think so we use here, right? So this option will apply to all numbers in this table. Yeah, but however, so if for different numbers, so you want to use different format, so then you can write in this way. Let's explain this piece of code. Maybe I first remove all those extra stuff, right? And so then let's see what we try to do. So then mean okay, so this is a very simple one. Run it. Right, see, you can see, so I just computed the mean height and the mean weight, so for different gender and race combination, right? Yeah, so see, I have a comma, right? So between comma, so the race, so this just specify basically rows, and so after this comma, so this part just specify columns. Yeah, so then I have mean times, see, those are grouped because I want to compute the mean for two continuous variable. Okay, so this box, so this specifies the text in the upper left corner. Yeah, so basically text in this one. Okay, well, so then I want to modify, I mean just to try to make this looks better, right? So the first one I do is, well, so I say race equals this one. So basically the purpose is I want to drop this race, right? So I want to drop this text. So then I want to basically for this mean, I want to drop this mean, drop this one. So then I will say this equals quotation mark. Okay. Then for gender, so I also drop that. I run this one. Looks better, right? So then for the height and weight, so I want to display them using meaningful text. So then I say tag height will be like this one. See, will be height parentheses inches, right? So for the weight, so I also want to use this label. Yeah, so see, I run this one. So this is how it looks like. So then the next, so for this FM, so I want to use format, right? So then I will add format gender and the $ my gender. Okay. So now looks better. Okay. So for those numbers, for those format, so I may want to use different format for height and weight. So then I just use times format equals 8.1 for height, and for weight I use this times format equals 8.2, right? So basically just demonstrate, so we may use different format for different value. Yeah, you can see this we have 1 decimal places, right? Yeah, but for this part we have 2 decimal places. Yeah, so this is just this piece of code, right? So I run it. Yeah, so it generates the code in this way.